So here we have a president that used a fake name, a pseudonym, in a government email at least 82,000 times.
Yesterday morning, when the story broke, CNN was instead covering this.
There's a crucial hearing in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Lawyers for former President Trump expected to formally make another attempt to try to delay this until after the election.
Former Vice President Biden, you know, he's corrupt, right? You know that. And you know that we've talked about the Hunter Biden story, and that's been suppressed. Okay. But this is another example of, I guess you should say, corroborating research that the media has been fundamentally uninterested in covering at all. Now, this isn't just about, you know, the hilarity that his son wears an ascot and smokes Parmesan cheese. This is about the fact that the man sitting in the Oval Office, napping in the Oval Office, has used his vice presidential office back then for political gain in a way that is undoubtedly corrupt and illegal. You would think the media would be interested in this. Remember Watergate? Remember Aaron Brockovich? It was about tap water. Nothing? Media silence. So first, let's set this up. All references available at louderwithcrowder.com. This is a new lawsuit by the Southern Legal Foundation. It's revealed that Joe Biden sent 82,000 emails using pseudonyms during his tenure as vice president. And as far as we have seen, and I'll actually ask you to help out here because we've looked and we haven't been able to find anything, thus far only Fox Business has broadcast it.
It's a stunning amount, 82,000 emails. They've produced 14, so they have 81,986 more to go. But this is how many instances Joe Biden used a fake name to conduct government business on his government email. So here we have a president that used a fake name, a pseudonym, in a government email at least 82,000 times.
Now, for context, Hillary's private server, it only had 33,000 emails. So we're talking about over 80,000 emails, largely with pseudonyms. And by the way, some of the pseudonyms have raised concerns themselves regarding him leading a double life. It turns out he took a side gig as Charles E. Cheese. And he also worked temporarily as a good humor delivery man. And honestly, most disappointing, he moonlit as a Nigerian prince asking for money. And I'm more upset.
That's Trudeau. Come on.
I'm more upset with myself for sending money.
Oh, well.
Western Union didn't have my back.
Steven, you're too generous, man. I've been telling you.
Why do you dress up? It's an email. Okay.
He's in character. He got it from Nancy Pelosi.
He's very convincing.
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of the content is unknown. That's part of the reason why we didn't want to just cover it yesterday. We wanted to, A, see if we could get some more information on this content, and B, see how the media would cover it. So here's what we do know as far as what is included in these emails. There's emails. There are emails that coincide, I should say, that at least the claim right now. 2014 to 2019, Hunter served on the board of Burisma. Okay, that seems to be included in these emails, some information regarding that. 2015. I remember the VPA, John Flynn, included Hunter on emails following former Vice President Joe Biden's threats to withhold aid from Ukraine. Again, Burisma, Ukraine, right, company. Hunter serves on that board for people who don't remember. And then you had Joe Biden threaten to withhold aid at this same period of time.
And I went over for, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion.
Right. Now, remember, this is one of those things. This is the prosecutor he's referring to is Victor Shokin, right, who was dismissed eventually. Mm-hmm. So this all ties in to Hunter Biden, investigations going on. 2016, there are at least 10 emails that CC'd Hunter Biden. This comes from the New York Post. It says at least 10 missives were sent between May 18th and June 15th, 2016, and CC'd first on Hunter Biden, with one on May 26th notifying Hunter of a scheduled phone call the next day between the vice president and Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko. I may not pronounce that properly.
It's okay.
And the National Archives said that it will, quote, produce non-exempt files on a monthly rolling basis going forward. And rumor has it that over 2,000 of them were Obama asking to be let out of the White House laundry room, so we don't know. Now, thanks, Nick. So you would think, hey, corruption, right? This should be like catnip for the media. Corruption, international. It's basically, if James Bond was a geriatric.
I'd like to see that movie.
And here is the kind of outrage that you see from the media yesterday when this happened and through today, this evening, covering the story, as you would imagine, nonstop.
We turn now to an ABC News exclusive involving former President Trump and nuclear secrets.
Closing arguments are expected to take place today in the trial of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried.
The United States Congress began this week with the Speaker of the House and both of its chambers in session.
Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla are in Kenya for a state visit.
Sorry, I screwed up. I showed you the opposite of that. Now,
those are important stories.
Yeah, well, yesterday,
Kenya.
CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC cover the story. Guess? How? You know what? Comment below. So pause if you're listening on audio. Guess. 0 times. None. Not one. Now, facts don't exist in a vacuum. Let's contrast that, provide some context with the treatment of President Donald Trump's documents.
We're learning today that Trump's lawyer has receipts. And that special counsel Jack Smith.
Oh, lawyers have receipts?
The case involves Trump's handling of classified documents after he left office. For months, Mr. Trump refused to return the documents despite multiple requests. That led to a raid of his Mar-a-Lago estate back in August.
Tonight, an historic shakeup in the race for the White House.
Pause. Did they do that or did we do that? Did they do that shake?
I hope we did that.
We did not do that.
They did that?
They did that.
No way. Shake up. Like, let me do it like an Etch-a-Sketch. News.
Was that Gerald in the background?
Someone in the office like, let's do shake and bake. Lyle, you're fired. But I like the Etch-a-Sketch thing.
He's at Mar-a-Lago, isn't he? Is he in that storage room? Like, where's Waldo?
I have no idea. He's wearing his tux. All right, let's continue. I just was bothered by legitimate news doing a shake screen effect.
That was an intern.
Yeah.
Frontrunner former President Trump facing federal criminal charges.
We begin tonight with breaking news. We have obtained what is expected to be a central piece of the government's case against Donald Trump. The actual audio recording of the former president talking as if he's showing a highly classified document on U.S. war plans against Iran.
And by the way, yesterday morning, CNN, with, again, the 82,000 new emails under pseudonyms, former Vice President Joe Biden, yesterday morning, CNN was still covering the document. Now, I tell you this because you'd watch it and think, oh, that's from months ago. No, yesterday morning, when this story broke, CNN was instead covering this.
There's a crucial hearing in the Mar-a-Lago classified documents case. Lawyers for former President Trump expected to formally make another attempt to try to delay this until after the election.
Now, Team Trump has repeatedly complained to the judge that they haven't had proper access to classified evidence in the case as they prepare for the trial.
So 82,000, just to be clear, 82,000 emails under pseudonyms. We did our own search, not just on air. We searched these websites. Nothing. Here's proof. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC. And I'm going to ask you, please comment. This is crowdsourcing. This is crowdsourcing information. Run your own searches for the Biden email stories on this from yesterday on these mainstream outlets. Let me know what you find. Comment below. Yeah. And hit like if you'd rather watch paint dry than CNN at this point. You can hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm. But imagine that. Nothing. And when people try and say, man, the corporate media, and they try and make it sound like it's right wing because of corporations, again, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, NBC, nothing. Nothing.
Well, they all received an email from Charles E. Cheese.
Yes, they did.
Telling him to kindly not run the story.
Yes. It was an e-card that you open up. You say it's your birthday.
It's not news. Like nothing that what they do is news.
No, nothing is news anymore. And then they try to gaslight you and say, what happened to legitimate news in this country? Well, aren't you the same people who didn't cover this level of corruption with the sitting vice president and at the same time also said that Joe Rogan was taking a horse medication? Yeah. And then demand that big tech, 3 companies, fact check and determine misinformation based on, well, of course, the White House as well, our federal government, and you, MSNBC, CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC, nothing. And then they tell you, can you believe that Donald Trump said that the media is the enemy? Yeah, and this isn't just to conservatives. Does it not matter at this point? This directly affects national security. This actually affects your day-to-day life, especially when you're talking about over $100 billion committed to Ukraine. What does it take?
Yeah,
what does it take?
It's about political parties at that point. It's about yourself and your country, right? I don't want to be deceived.
Yeah. I think this is the thing. We know every single mistake that Donald Trump has ever made. We know all about it. We know every single mistake. We don't know about 82,000 emails?
You know, I was surprised to learn just there that Hunter worked or was on the board of Burisma for 5 years.
Yeah.
I thought it was a short stint, and they kind of slapped his head and he was off. But 5 years.
And he largely worked from home.
Yeah.
He never showed up.
He was at Burisma longer than he was doing crack.
No, he wasn't.
I doubt that.
I doubt that. I mean, he's still doing a little crack every now and then.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, I know.
He was there another 3 years after they fired the prosecutor.
Yeah, well, because at that point, you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm through the worst.
Yeah.
Watch Slider with Crowder live Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.